a little backdrop anyway.
Okay, that's fine.
So I think we're okay.
Doc is here to introduce our guest. So I'm just introducing you to Doc. For those of our guests who don't know who he is, he has been teaching us, training us, and giving us some great information on this whole Digi space. So Doc, I'm turning it over to you now.
Awesome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's webinar. We still have folks that are coming on, so welcome those of you that Queen didn't get a chance to mention your name because there's a lot more that have come on. Welcome to tonight's webinar. This is a little different than what we do on Tuesday nights. The past few Tuesday nights, we have been focusing on we refer to this entire crypto space as Digi. Short for digital currencies. We've been focusing on a trading robot that we're testing, and we'll continue to share our test results with you in some future webinars, maybe this coming week. Real quickly, just want to let you guys know, and I want to thank you for all of your patience. There's a few things that we're behind on, and one of the reasons we're behind is my lovely wife, all of February, she probably was at home 5 days out of February. Unfortunately, she was in the hospital the rest of that time, and she's not been home the first part of March. And so, we've been obviously had our husband hat on and our father hat on. So we've gotten behind on a few things. So thank you for your patience. I really do appreciate that. We are hoping that she's going to be home here very shortly, as it looks like Queen, you heard some frustration come out the other day when you and I were talking, especially on Sunday night. And sounds like somebody heard me, Queen. You know what that means.
Oh, how wonderful that is.
Oh, how wonderful that is. So keep my wife in your thoughts and your prayers. She's got a procedure on tomorrow, and prayerfully after that procedure, she'll be home. So thank you for your patience. And that's going to lead me to introducing our guest in just a few moments. So I'll get back to that in just a few moments. All right, so here's what I want to do real quickly. I want to make sure that we're very clear that what we're looking to do with our audience is to help lead you to the land of becoming a Digi Millionaire. And the best way for you to become a Digi Millionaire is for you to own and control your own Digi portfolio. And so I wanted to just show you this first, and I'm also giving our next guest a little time to come on. Looks like he's coming on now. And then we'll introduce both of our guests here. All right. I just did this update a few days ago on March the 5th. All right. I'm sorry, on March the 3rd, excuse me, of 2018. So looking at the prices of various assets, and I see that, buddy, I'll be introducing you in just a moment. And I want you to see, because Queen, it was just about a year or so ago, about this time, that we had a very fruitful conversation with a gentleman that really turned us on to this entire space. We knew about Bitcoin, we had heard of Ethereum, but we weren't actively engaged in this space the way that we are now. And I want you to just see what could have happened over the past year. Bitcoin, everyone's familiar with Bitcoin from March the 5th, 2017. Bitcoin was $1,248. When I did this the other day, Bitcoin was $11,453, an 817% return. Your money would have grown by a factor of 8 had you just bought some Bitcoin, held on to it. Had you just bought some Ethereum and held on to it, a year later, you'd be up 4,500%, 45 times. Had you bought some Ripple and held on to it, you'd be up 14,000%. Ladies and gentlemen, that's 142 times your money. So I'm going to introduce our guests, but I want you to make sure that it is very, very clear that from my vantage point, it's all about helping you to get to Digi Millionaire status. Had you had the resources to put $1,000 into each of these 20 assets that you see me showing here now, in a year's time, your 1,000 times these assets, let's look at the sum here, would have grown, this is crazy, what I'm about to share with you right here is crazy, would have grown to $585,000. 20 grand would have become $585,000. Didn't have 20 grand, maybe you say. $100 into each of those assets would have been $58,000. $2,000 a year later would have been $58,000. You would have grown your asset base by a factor of 2,877%. Okay, so I want you to understand that from my vantage point, the best way for you to become a Digi millionaire is to own and control your own Digi portfolio. And of course, that's one of the things that we're teaching our audience. How do you get into this space? How do you grow your asset base? How do you buy this coin and that coin and so on and so forth to get you to Digi millionaire land? So, a few weeks ago, a young lady that I have done business with for years, her name is Juliet Riley. Juliet is on the other side of the webinar, and she is a Digi millionaire, has been following us, a Digi millionaire member. She's been following the Digi millionaire side ever since we started, but she and I have been in lockstep. We've been in business in some form or fashion together for the past few years. The gentleman I'm about to introduce you to, he and I have been in business in some form or fashion for the past few years, and we have developed a phenomenal relationship, phenomenal, to the point that a couple weeks ago, when we talked, before we talked business, he always asks, the very first thing he always asks me is, how's Karen doing? How's my wife doing? And I told him, we were having some tough times. It's been a challenge. And now, I know not everybody's a person of faith, and I get that, and I'm not trying to push my faith onto you, but he happens to be a person of faith, of the same faith that I am. And before we talk business, Queen, this will tell you a little bit about him. Before we started to talk business, we talked about what was going on with my wife, and he stopped, and he started praying for us. And Queen, I don't mean someone saying, hey, you're in my thoughts and my prayers. No, he literally started praying for us. Like a raise Lazarus from the dead type prayer, Queen. Okay. That should tell you, whether you've got the same faith or not, is not the point, but that should tell you the heart of this particular person. So in any event, Juliet reaches out to me a few weeks ago, and she says, this gentleman, I'll introduce him in just a moment, wants to talk to you. And I said, Juliet, listen, I love him. I know he's working on a big project, but I'm all about Digi. Juliet, Digi is my retirement niche. It's what I'm really, what I love. And she says, no, I get that. I get that. He's not trying to take you off course about what you're doing, but I really think you want to talk to him and see what's going on. So we connected. And he wasn't trying to pull me away from anything we were doing. There was a model that came to him dealing in the trading space, not in the Digi space, but dealing in the future space. And he wanted me to take a look at it and just give my opinion. Okay? Wasn't trying to get me to take me off course or anything. I've got some background noise somewhere. Wasn't trying to take me off course or anything. And because I have an interest in trading, obviously, and because of our relationship, sure, I'll take a look at it for you. But listen, I'm going to tell you this, man, I'm all about Digi. I'm all about Digi. And I respected the fact that he didn't try to take me off course. So I took a look at what he wanted me to take a look at, was very impressed. He got me on with the people on the trading team. I was looking at it as from a personal investment standpoint, and then something to ultimately bring to our audience as you start to build your Digi portfolios and you start to look to diversify outside of Digi. And so I was very interested in that particular trading platform. So as we begin to talk about the trading platform, then the discussion came about Digi. And so we started talking about, Digi, the whole crypto space. And then he said, listen, with the model that we have, being his company, you could bring what you're doing. You don't have to stop one thing that you're doing. You can bring all of that, and you can put that under our umbrella. You still maintain control, and you still do what you do and what have you. And I said, wait a minute. You're telling me that with your model could house what we're doing, but I don't have to stop doing what I'm doing. I don't have to stop and go and promote a skincare line or anything like that. I can do what I love to do what I feel like I'm called to do at this point in my life. And but with your model, this allows us to reach more people, impact more people. And so that certainly had my attention. And so since then, we've had more and more and more discussions. And so I wanted to bring him on so that you could hear from him. I want you not to just get the information. I want you to capture his spirit. Okay, I want you to capture his heart. We've been through a lot, ladies and gentlemen, especially this past 3 months with some of the things that were being promoted in the Digi space. And so for me, it's not just about another offer. It's not just about another comp plan. I want to be aligned with someone that I can get into a foxhole with, that I can trust, that I can vouch for their character. It doesn't mean there's not going to be challenges, but I don't have to wonder whether or not they're going to leave in the middle of the night. All right? And so I want you to hear from this gentleman, hear about the company that he has and the alliance that we're looking to make with he and his company. So let's put he and his lovely wife up on the screen. I want you to hear from my very dear buddy, Dan Wolfanger. He is the president and CEO of a company that I think is going to have create some major waves in this industry called Netqube. Hey, Dan, you there, buddy?
Yes, sir, Doc. I sure am.
Well, Dan, listen, I want to thank you first off for taking time out. I know that you were telling me today that you were dealing with a little thing yourself, a little bit under the weather. So thank you for taking time out with us. Dan, how about we start off by you telling us why Netqube, and then we'll get into what Netqube is.
Sure. Well, Doc, first of all, thank you. I totally reciprocate the kindness back to you, the friendship that you alluded to, and I guess I'll get right into this. But man, there is nothing more valuable on this earth than a trusted friend. Mm-hmm. Money can't measure it. Doesn't even belong in the same arena because it's everything. So I'm very, very grateful to you for the friendship that we have forged over the last several years, many years, I guess. And so very, very grateful to be here. Very grateful to be on your call with Queen and all the people that have placed their trust in you guys' hands, which is just remarkable to me. And you've done an incredible job. And so, again, I'm very, very grateful being here. Guys, Doc, the Netqube model is interesting, and I'll try to do this in short sentences. It was really forged and birthed out of necessity. And what I mean by that is we were looking for a company where people were not penalized if they couldn't recruit people, and that we could do something about taking the 95% that statistically don't make it in this thing called network marketing and affiliate marketing, whatever we tag it with it. We wanted to make a change or make a difference in Doc, I'm going to step out of the car here real quick. I'm actually at my little grandson's birthday party. And sorry about that, guys. And so I'm going to step out of here because they're going to load up the car. And I don't want there to be any noise in the car. I apologize for that. So we wanted to create something. We wanted to find something that would level the playing field for people, that every single thing that they did inside of that model, they could make money, really good money, without having to recruit anyone. Because, we have that tendency to go after the big whales, the big recruiters, the big marketers, and we go after them first, and they get wedged at the top, and everybody else who maybe finds it a little difficult to recruit in this space of network marketing, they end up getting placed toward the bottom, and odds are stacked against them.
Right.
So what we wanted to do is try to find a company, a model that really leveled the playing field, that eliminated the things that cause people to stumble and fail in this space. We might not eliminate all of them, but to eliminate as much as we could, continually look and research and look and make up the hedge, so to speak, or make up the gap for people that maybe they can't recruit well, but they have other incredible God-given talents and abilities and strengths and relationships that they have, but we don't tap into those. We don't incentivize and help people to really explore or let loose of all of that talent and ability that they have within themselves. It's placed there when people were born, and everybody has them. Right? Everybody has this gift, this talent that I'll just use this. I'm not preaching, but I believe from God above, it was inherently deposited in your life when you were born, and you can't do anything about it other than cultivate it, right? But it was given you. So we saw so many people fail and struggle. And Doc, you know, people jump from company to company. Right. Their hearts are broken. Their wallets get tackled. Their credibility gets challenged. And you're not misleading them. You're not hurting them on purpose. But you got hurt right along with them. So it's not that you were using people. It's just the industry. And I'm not saying it's wrong. It was just wrong for me. And I said, I really got disenchanted with it. I got in this space to make money with my friends and travel with my friends and enjoy success with them, not from them. So I just got really distanced from it, Doc. And when we couldn't find that company, it is so amazing where we are now that we actually became that company and are becoming that company. And the people, like this other gentleman that you'll introduce in a minute, that we connected through a friend, I got to give him the credit. He's really the guy who took where we were going and completely refashioned it with where we are now. And it's amazing. So it got started out of a lot of hurt, a lot of sorrow, a lot of broken hearts. And we don't want to pour salt into the wound. We want to be part of something that people can find that success. And then I'll share this last little thing with you, Doc, if it's okay. We want to base this thing on a couple principles. Number one, that people are valuable. They are valuable beyond what they know. I don't even know if any of us know the value that is placed on every living human being on this earth. It's just mind-altering if you get a little glimpse of the value that was placed in you. You are valuable, you are important, and it doesn't matter what anybody thinks of you. It really doesn't. That value that you carry inside you is always going to be there, and somebody put it there way better than the guy who might look at you wrong for whatever reason, right? Number two, Doc, we wanted to begin to really cultivate and help people understand that there's honor in serving one another. Now, the good book says give, and it'll be given unto you. It doesn't say take, it says give, right? So we want to work toward, number three, we want to work toward giving more than we take. And then the third thing is it's okay to show some humility, right? It's okay to walk in humility and respect people where they are and serve one another, create a culture there that stems from one thing. People are valuable. We want to treat them as such. And we're not perfect. That is the goal, but we're not there. And so with that said, Doc, we wanted to level the playing field, honor and value the people that come and work with you alongside you. And the last thing I'll say, what we talked about a second ago, is there is nothing more valuable on this earth. I get choked up a little bit, but when somebody places their trust in your hands, you have zero right to violate that trust. I'm not saying we're perfect, but when people do it and they don't care, when they do it and they make decisions, a lot of times we live with the results of other people's actions, especially in network marketing, and they've lost respect for the trust that people have given you. I don't even know what you call that. And I'm not saying I'm perfect, brother. I'm not at all, Doc. But what I am saying is we work very, very, very hard to do just the opposite and to create a platform where people can feel accepted, where they can feel honored, and where we can work hard together and go somewhere. I believe this. We can't change everybody, right? But we can't change everybody. But everybody, so no, here's how it goes. We can't help everybody, but everybody can help somebody. So that's why this whole thing got started.
Awesome. And ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you that what you're hearing is what I have heard for years. This is just who Dan is. And again, I wanted you to capture his spirit. So I wanted you to hear from Dan why Netqube, and how about we find out what Netqube is all about. Dan, is John on here?
I believe he is.
John. Hold on. Let's make sure he's not muted out. Hey, John, you here, buddy? I think he's muted out. Hold on. Let's make sure he's not muted out.
John is self-muted.
Hey, John, can you unmute yourself? Uh-oh. Can we hear him? What just happened, Queen? Do you know?
He's going to the phone.
Okay, all right. So he looks like he's going to be calling in. All right. In your questions box, if you caught just a little bit of Dan's spirit, put an S in the questions box. You caught a little bit of it. You got some of you. He's not just doing this just to be doing this, ladies and gentlemen. And again, I can vouch for him. I didn't know the BitConnect people, couldn't vouch for them. I didn't know the DeVore people, the Falcon. I didn't know them, but I can vouch for this guy. Okay. Let's see. Hey, John, you appear to be self-muted. Make sure I'm not muting you here. Attendee is still self-muted and muted about. Okay. Darn. Hey, Dan. There we go. Hey, John, you there, buddy?
Unmute it now.
Yeah, sure. Thanks so much.
All right, awesome. All right, so listen, ladies and gentlemen, I got a chance to meet John not that long ago, but I've got to tell you, this dude is impressive. And as much as I want you to hear from Dan about why, John may be the best person to talk to you about what is Netqube. He's the Chief Technology Officer, He's also an equity partner there with Netqube. So, John, how about you, and keep in mind, our folks they've never heard me say Netqube. They've just heard me say there's a company that we're in talks with about bringing our system under their umbrella. That's really all they've heard us say. So nobody really knows anything. So how about you take us from a brand newbie and tell us what Netqube is all about?
All right. Well, first of all, thank you so much, Doc. I appreciate your time and just the opportunity to speak and talk to people about what has become really passionate. When Dan came to me, we had an idea, and just like you said, I met Dan, and I was so impressed with how his heart was so right for the people in an industry and in a marketplace that had been so twisted. The value of profit over people is rare. You're really in rarefied air to see somebody whose colors don't run when it's time to make the difficult decisions, mm-hmm. when they land on doing the difficult thing for the right reason for people, because you heard it in his voice and you hear it in his passion that comes through in everything that he does. Is you see people elevated above systems. And that's really core, and it's really interesting because what we see in the marketplace is a huge void and a vacuum that's been forming, and it's been a few decades, and you don't hear about a lot of things that happen for a few decades on the internet, but this void has been happening for a few decades. And basically what it is, it's a massive proliferation of advertising that you've been seeing. A whole transference of money going from offline to online, and basically all the voices in the crowd are getting louder and louder. And what we have is a confluence of basically ineffective advertising, or advertising is becoming more ineffective because there's so many voices in the crowd. There's every company out there, every Fortune 500 company out there they've got their social media departments, they've got their sponsored ads, they've got their keywords, they've got basically there's a roar that's becoming a drone as advertising is trying to tell you something about their product. And the roar has been increasing as the internet proliferates information so well that this all of a sudden the roar becomes unbearable. And we've really hit a tipping point in how we as people perceive marketing. And what's happened is instead of listening to the television commercials, instead of watching the Super Bowl ads for anything more than entertainment, instead of reading a newspaper and saying, I've got to have that car because I read the ad. Everybody is the best. Just ask them. Everybody is the greatest. Just watch their commercials. All of you can even go on Amazon. You can go on YouTube. Everywhere you want. They've all got great ratings. Why? Because you can buy them for $5 for 100 ratings.
Gotcha.
User feedback ratings. None of it's true. It's
Gotcha.
all manufactured. And as consumers, we've finally become educated and digital enough to guess what? Understand it's all bogus. It's all manufactured. And we have done and pivoted now to the only thing that does matter. And it comes right back to what the heart of Danny was saying. And he said, that's people. People are becoming so valuable. And the holy grail of marketing has been identified as a warm market, non-incentivized personal referral. It's become the unobtainium of marketing, of advertising. Now, unfortunately, in some cases, the consumers also become very savvy to network marketing compensation plans, which has put a little dent in it. I mean, network marketing has been the harbinger of amazing products and services through the years, and I live, sleep, eat, and breathe service to this industry. But something's happened recently where the consumer is becoming a little more educated about compensation plans, and in their minds, just like the voice of the advertising is becoming dull, like a drone that they just get used to in the background, like the beeper going off at,
Gotcha.
the fry beeper going off at McDonald's, nobody notices anymore. What's been happening is the consumer also is beginning to devalue the value of the price of a product by the commission that's paid on it in network marketing. They're starting to wake up to that, and we've reached a tipping point. And the confluence of people value, of the value that people bring, that, man, companies can't buy it, they can't manufacture it, they can't produce it. It can't be artificially recreated. And then at the perfect moment, Dan comes to me and says, John, we've got to create a company that values people. And I'm like, you couldn't be more right, Dan. You couldn't, and just the coalescence of that message just sparked what Netqube is. And what Netqube is basically we designed research pod technology. And what research pod technology is, it's a genome mapping of your people's interests, their specialties, their knowledge and wisdom and life's experiences culminated into a genome mapping of what are you specifically interested in, what do you specifically have expertise in, what are you passionate about, what is your knowledge base. It's so different from each person, but what's happening is these advertisers are craving a personal referral from you. And with Research Pod technology, what we've done is basically taken what affiliate marketing has done for years and now made it 100 times more effective by making it personal. See, affiliate marketing has made billions of dollars on the internet, and they've done so through mass marketing, mass media, mass influence. But that influence is skin deep and it's shallow. It's a shallow influence because there's not a bidirectional relationship there. So the influence, well, you get a lot of people going through your website, and so they've got some ads on the side, and that's kind of the core of affiliate marketing, and they're working on ramping up the traffic on their website because the percentages of people affected by the advertising is going down and down and down.
Gotcha.
And what it turns out to be is the level of influence that somebody has on somebody is in direct proportion, as you know, Doc, to what? To your personal relationship with them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's everything. And that is what Netqube has finally turned the table on the industry and said, we're going to be able to genome map the knowledge, the life experiences of people, match that with advertisers that are craving their personal referral, and then give them a click to publish social recommendation. Now we bring the technology to take that recommendation and credit you with it. So when that link is followed, you get like a FedEx tracking number on every single recommendation that you publish. And you might only publish a few a week. But guess what? The relationship that you have with your friends and family and the people who know you and you know them is crazy powerful and crazy effective. And you only work within your core competencies. in those areas that you're passionate about and people know you about. So when you recommend something, that's the voice of authority. That's the voice of influence, way more so than some banner ad on the side of a YouTube video. And that's what makes Netqube so special. And now you say, John, but affiliate marketers have these huge lists. They do have huge lists, but they're very ineffective at marketing to them because they have a fraction of a % response rate to those lists. Now, but we need to overcome this. How do we overcome? Because as Danny said, how do you overcome somebody who doesn't just want to sit there and recruit all day for product? Well, that's where the network comes in. You have, first of all, your relationship to your 200 or 300 people that you know on social media is a lot more powerful than an affiliate marketer's relationship that they have to their hundreds of thousands or millions of people. I mean, it's deep, and and your voice is effective in their life. It means something, and they know you by the things that you specialize in or that you're known by. Number one. But number two, so your impact is much more powerful than theirs because of the relationship. Now let's leverage that in numbers. And what they did is they built a 3x10 matrix. So what happens is when you come into Netqube, you get a matrix position. Now, as a brand advocate, you're empowered with all that technology, all that tracking mapped to your interests, so you can have the click to publish influence and be rewarded directly for your contribution to your influence in the marketplace. Now, think about it this way. You have a 3x10 matrix, and that's a whole lot of positions that can fill one at a time, 10 at a time, 20 at a time, 100 at a time, thousands at a time. But what is happening? Let's say that you've got 500 people in your matrix. Well, those 500 people aren't just 500 people. Your 500 people are connected to 300 or 400 or 500 times 500 people because of their social influence. And now, rather than being kind of, if you were to put just kind of the goggles of network marketing on, where let's say that we're doing and I'm not picking on anybody. Let's just say a weight loss shake or a weight loss system. Great, you're in it. Your method, you're pitching it. You're all about it. You're excited about it. But what happens? You're almost ostracized from going outside your specialty. What does this mean? You can only make friends that drink weight loss shakes, and your friend over there, they do the jewelry, but you can't be friends with them because they do the jewelry, and you've got another friend that does the oils, and you can't be friends with them because they do the oils and you're doing the jewelry, and your girlfriend over there, she does the bags, the bag company. But you guys can't get together because you don't have a common runtime platform by which you can communicate on, and everybody in the marketplace is suffering because everybody kind of knows there's commissions paid, and then they devalue your product by the commission that you're getting paid. This completely blows that all away. You're able to, what you're doing in your network is you want to search for people and encourage people to join you in your network who don't have your similarities, who are different. Because as cubes roll up the matrix and you're paid the matching bonus on the cubes in the matrix, nobody cares where it's made from. As a matter of fact, if I'm an expert, if I'm a gearhead, if I'm talking about vehicles and automobiles and cars and oils and fuels and filters and all this and that stuff, I want somebody who is knowledgeable in cooking. I want somebody who's knowledgeable in fitness. I want somebody who's knowledgeable in art, in makeup and the shakes. And I want people who are, specialized in everything, in legal, in finances, in education. I want to be as diverse as I can possibly be. Why? Because I don't care what they're an expert in, because I'm making that override, that matching bonus from their influence on their 500 people in their network. And that is the type of leveraging that you started out showing from the Digi, in the Digi world. That type of leveraging where you want to get every amount of diversity that you can possibly lay your hands on. That, oh my gosh, I need a finance guy. Why? Because I need a finance guy. I don't have a finance guy. I'm not dipping into that pool of financing. So we literally flipped the script, and instead of this being ostracized by doing business with somebody that looks different than you, you're encouraged. And I mean encouraged in a big way, because as many tools as you can be, have in your network that multiplies the scope of influence that you have and that you're profiteering from. And get this, and here's kicker efficacy on the entire plan is that the recipients of your recommendations are, number one, purely organic. because Research Pod technology maps your interests to advertisers that crave your recommendation, number one. Number two is that in addition to having that you have that click to publish ease. Think about the end customer. Number one, they're seeing a recommendation from you. The end customer has how much incentive? Zero. How much commissions is the end customer getting? Zero. That is the most potent recommendation available anywhere, is where the end customer is not incentivized. It's okay that you're incentivized. What matters is the end customer. And I'll just paint this little picture so you can see how effective that is. If I told you, Doc, I'm going to, I've got a marketing campaign. I'm going to pay you 1 cent a click to click on the link. How long would you sit in front of your computer clicking the link?
All day long.
But if I said, Doc, I tell you what, I'm going to pay you $100 a click. You'd be like, I don't care. I'm going to click on. I'm going to click on 100. You're sitting just as fast as you can click the little mouse to put $100 clicks in. Now here's the thing: the level of the end user, the level of your compensation is directly disproportionate to the genuineness of you being there. So if you're getting paid $100 a click to be somewhere, you don't care why you're there.
Exactly.
And that advertiser is going to lose big time. Now, flip the script back to Netqube. Guess what? The end user who hears your trusted voice about a subject that you happen to be an expert on and that your friends are relying on you to set them straight for the recommendation. Which car do I buy? Who do I know that's a gear? I'm going to ask Doc, what do you think about Nissans? I'm thinking about a Chrysler. I'm thinking about a Chevy. What do you think? I'm going to go to that trusted source. But as long as the customer is not incentivized to make that action, that is where the most effective, because it's organic. Why is it effective? Because it's organic. It's based on relationship. It's based on your strengths. And that's why Netqube, we honestly feel, will absolutely change the face of two complete industries. Number one, affiliate marketing. Number two, network marketing.
So let's go back. Let's go back, John. Man, that was a mouthful. You're a tech guy. I said this to you the first time I talked to you. You're a tech guy. I don't know tech guys who talk. You're a tech guy.
You picked up on it.
You mentioned Research Pod technology. Okay. What does that mean, one? And two, what in the world does that have to do with what we're doing with Digi Millionaires? Why would I be thinking about aligning Digi Millionaires with Netqube? What the heck does that have to do with Digi Millionaires?
Well, let me start with Research Pod. Maybe we can come in from there. But what Research Pod technology is it's a technology that groups you with your specific, that's your interest geno-mapping, your basically your wisdom factor, your knowledge factor, your life experience. What we're going to do is bring you in line and present you with an opportunity to present, or be incentivized through tracking your personal recommendations. We're even going to pre-author and pre-write and do all the things that make, what affiliate marketers do. If they've got technology guys working for them, they've got advertising guys working for them.
Gotcha.
They've got design guys working for them, and they got traffic guys and SEO guys. They're bringing this all together. The only thing that you're missing is all of that, and that's what Research Pod technology delivers. It delivers the accounting. It delivers the accounts receivable, the accounts payable. It delivers the media. It delivers the ad copy that's pre-written. It delivers all this, and it delivers it to you in a web app that's on your phone. All you have to do is if that item agrees with your recommendation, you hit click and publish, and there it goes. It goes into your social networks, your social verticals. And so that's what Research Pod technology is it brings all of the mechanics of it. It keeps everything that keeps people out of affiliate marketing for all the technology reasons, the accounting reasons, the creative reasons, all those reasons why people don't do affiliate marketing. We take care of all that. It's called Research Pod technology.
Okay, so let me make sure I get this part, because when Juliet first said, "Hey, you need to talk to Dan," I said, "Juliet, I'm all about Digi. All I'm interested in, if it has nothing to do with cryptocurrencies, if it's got nothing to do with the Bitcoin space, I love you, I love Dan, but I'm not interested." Okay? When I talk to Dan, Dan says, no. This isn't, hey, come and sell lotions and potions and pills or what have you. If you're interested in that stuff, we'll have plenty of that stuff. But this is where you get to focus in on your interest, the things that you are passionate about. So in a research pod, would Digi Millionaires be a part of, let's say, like a financial research pod where there might be other offers that deal in the finance arena or the crypto arena? Is that why I would want to link arms with Netqube?
Well, I mean, from a personal standpoint, there's a couple reasons, and I'm going to kick it back over to Dan. On a personal standpoint, one of the beautiful things about the Netqube construct is that it's a lot like not being in network marketing, meaning that your products and services are not devalued with an upfront product-based commission. It doesn't exist in Netqube. The devaluation of a product is not present in Netqube. Netqube doesn't have a warehouse where we're shipping products out.
Okay.
That's left for somebody else to do. We are a simple recommendation platform, and that recommendation platform. So it's not like you're, two-timing on your network marketing company. It's completely independent of that. The relationships that you establish and bring are very are extremely organic. So let's take, for example, Doc, you are a brilliant financial advisor, counselor. I don't know if you have certifications or just amazing life experience that blows away certification. But everybody who knows you for your financial recommendations. You could just say bump something. You could literally say, here, check this out. This is very interesting. You could say something that simple. You said, this is very interesting. Click. And your people on Facebook would rein in on that because they want to know what you know. Because your voice is effective. Like Dan said, people are so important. Now imagine, Doc, if for 1 second you were to recommend a financial product, how effective do you think your voice would be in the financial pod, in the financial research pod? Your Facebook would light up. And if you did that, the only thing that you're missing from completely profiteering on your opinion, as it is the tracking technology to measure the ripples of your voice, to measure the effect of your recommendation. And that's Research Pod technology, is we have the technology to track everything, everywhere it goes. When you publish it, people take action on it, they share it, it's taking action on it, they share it. It all comes right back to you. And we've got, like I said, literally, it's FedEx tracking numbers on everything here, and that comes back to you. And it's done in such a simple, organic fashion where your voice is able to be respected and honored and tracked. Right now, you're doing it right now. You can't imagine how many times we have messages going back and forth between. Just look, if you put the goggles on Facebook, how many people have asked on Facebook, they ask for a recommendation. Has anybody heard of a recipe? What about this Instapot thing? Anybody have any experience with it? What about a truck? I'm looking for a truck. Is anybody, what do you think? Ford, Chevy, Dodge, what do you think? What do you think? And people that's how they work. They have completely tuned out advertising. This gives you the tracking technology to make sure that you get paid for your life experience. And then, if that's not enough, then in comes the 3x10 matrix, and we extend the reach of your voice by networking you together with everybody else.
So let me get this. Let me make sure I'm understanding something. Okay. So by being a part of Netqube, all right, you're going to first help identify what my interests are. My interest might be what would be in the financial pod technology. Somebody else may have an interest in skincare. Somebody else may have an interest in pet care. So you're going to have a whole bunch of offers that span a number of different niches. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, all right. Okay, I'm sorry. I was looking at Dan was just texting me. Dan, I don't hear. Maybe you've muted that. I don't hear that noise. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, I want you to get this. All right. So when you are a part of Netqube, there's going to be a plethora of different offers, interests that you may have. Now, for me, for instance, my primary interest is in the Digi space. So that's where I'm going to be most comfortable, or maybe dealing with finances or trading or what have you. But you may have an interest in jewelry. You may have an interest in pet care. You may have an interest in all sorts of things. There's going to be all types of offers that you, one, may be interested in yourself, or two, you feel that you have some expertise in, okay, where you can now help me here. You said with the research powered technology, you guys take care of the ad copy, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
It's all written.
So Joe Average, Sue Average, they've got a few Facebook friends, maybe not a huge following, but they have a few Facebook friends, a few Twitter followers, or what have you, and they can go inside and see whatever offers that they want to share, and just click and publish that to their Facebook page or to Twitter, and take me from there. What happens there?
So what happens is there's two different plays going on simultaneously. The first play is, of course, what we're talking about, which is the geno-mapping of your interests and specialties and expertise. So when you so let's say that you are into the fitness or pet care, pick one. It doesn't matter because there's so many. So, but we take, let's say you're into pet care. You mentioned pets. So we take pet care, and there's pet products in here. Now you're going to know flat-footed, cold. You're going to know cold which ones you like and which ones maybe you don't like. I don't know. It's up to you. You are the expert. That's what's so beautiful about this. You are the expert. So it comes back to you. Which one do you like? Which one would you recommend? You just literally give it a shout out. You read the recommendation. You see the image or link, and you just hit publish. They're going to say, where do you want that published? Do you want it published? Do you want to send it as a text to somebody? Do you want to send it as an email to somebody? Do you want to publish it to Facebook? Do you want to publish it to WhatsApp, Instagram, wherever you want to publish it, or wherever you think it's necessary? Maybe a friend just asked you for a recommendation and says, tell you what, let me send you a link. So that goes out, and the ad copy is written, the information is written. It comes back to, so when they click on it, that comes back to you. You get credited for that. As your earnings go up, it's literally a micronized affiliate marketing. You're getting paid for your recommendation. You're getting paid for your expertise and your social influence. That's the first play that's going on.
Wow.
The second play that's going on is networking you together with thousands of people that look just like you, doing the same thing with their interest, their specialties, their wisdom, their knowledge, you're not the truck guy. You got to find the truck guy, because as your network proliferates and as your network expands, you're being connected with the social influence and basically the revenue source that social influence provides. You're getting connected into all those different ponds. You know that they say never fish from one pond. You know, you don't want to just fish in one pond. You want to be, you want to be as diverse as humanly possible. But you don't want to dilute yourself. You stay being an expert at what you're an expert at, and you let everybody else be an expert at what. You just want to network together, because you don't care what they're an expert in. You're networked together with them, and the more people that join the network, you have a complete snowballing effect, and the reach of those ripples get larger and larger and larger. So all of a sudden, the more people that you introduce as brand advocates to Netqube, now all of a sudden you're making those exponential profit-sharing bands from areas that you have no knowledge about. Why? Because you're networked with the people. Why? Because you value people. And so you get this double play occurring at the same time. And honestly, guess who wins? It's the people. Why? Because it's the people that you can't buy. You can't grow a 20-year history with somebody. You can't. I don't care what type of ad team you create. I don't care what your Super Bowl ad looks like. You cannot create or buy relationships.
So by the way, Dan just texted me. I didn't know that his grandchild was having a birthday party tonight, or we definitely would have done this another night. So he's there. He's got a lot of background noise, so I don't know if he's going to be able to come. Go on, Dan.
Yeah, I'm here, Doc. I'll mute and unmute myself. My little grandson was just a little bit upset, but I'll stay muted. In about 2 minutes, I'll be where I can talk freely. But,
awesome. Okay.
I just want to let you know. So thank you.
Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, listen. This is a first of its kind model, and we might have to hear it 2 or 3 times before the light bulb goes off. Let me tell you what went off for me, because I heard it a couple of times before the light bulb went off. As I've mentioned, Digi is my passion. Digi is my retirement niche. But if you go back to everything that we've talked about, even on this Digi journey, we have talked about the fact that we want to develop multiple streams of income across multiple niches. Well, how do you do that without diluting yourself? How do you do that without having you got 23 different things going on, and the average person is still very part-time in this industry. And so I've wanted to stay focused on Digi. Well, guess what? Digi now becomes a part of the research pod technology. It becomes a part of the financial pod, or maybe the crypto pod, or what have you. Now, get what he said though. You may have an interest in other areas. You come aboard, they'll find out what your interests are, and then you'll be able to find offers that fit the things that you are passionate about. Now, here to me is the key part. Okay? They're going to provide the ad copy. They're going to provide. Most people suck when it comes to marketing. All right? They're going to provide the ad copy. Then all you've got to do, you're not selling anybody anything. You're just going to click and publish that to whether you're texting that or emailing that or on Facebook or what have you. And then the folks that see that recommendation and they do something as it relates to that recommendation, maybe they buy the product or the service or what have you, guess who gets compensated? You do. And if you decide to build a network, you can have someone on your 7th level who's into skincare. I'm not into skincare, but they love skincare. Or people that's in their sphere of influence love skincare. They send out a skincare offer. Some people take advantage of that skincare offer. They, on your 7th level, make money. The people on the 6th and the 5th and the 4th, even though you're not promoting the skincare deal. I said, Dan, whoa, Dan. You're telling me I can do what I love. I don't have to give up what I love. I get to keep doing my webinars, Dan, because I love my webinars. Man, Dan, you take my webinars from me, man, we're going to be fighting. No, Doc, keep doing what you love. That's the whole idea. That's what's going to revolutionize this entire industry. Why we're going to be so disruptive is because we're not telling people to stop doing what you love. All right, so Dan, since you're back here, let me shut up. Talk, Dan. Talk to the people, man. My gosh. John, you got me lit up, man.
Can you hear me okay, guys? I might break
up
a little bit because I'm in an area where...
Yes, sir.
Okay?
You sound good.
Yeah, no, I can't really add to what you guys have already said, but like John said, it doesn't violate people's interest and love and passion for what they like doing. Like John alluded to, you just said it, Doc. You can have somebody on your 8th level that loves the environmental stuff. Somebody on your 5th level that's just won't leave the cryptocurrency space. Then you have somebody on this other level that loves the travel industry. So what I'm saying about you specifically, Doc, and your level of expertise. First of all, guys, here it comes again, this word. Is that I trust Doc. I trust him. And everything that we do through this Netqube model, when it comes to the financial part of it, is going to go through him. We can onboard. We're already getting offers for digital cryptocurrency stuff that are really crazy good. But you know what? they ain't going to be good unless Doc says they're good, because I know that he loves his people, and he knows that they have trusted him to protect their interests. And you know what? There's a price to pay for that. What Doc offers, it just can't be free. There's too much value to give that away. But what I'm telling you is, inside of Netqube, we can build the most incredibly lucrative, trusted voice of reason, let's say, and cryptocurrency model that's out there. Right? I think people want that more than anything, is they want a voice of reason in this clouded, cluttered space. How many people do you know? Maybe you, and it's on here. We probably all know somebody. I'll give you an example of somebody in our office last week, 2 weeks ago, and they said a friend of mine put some money into a certain company, $120,000, and it's gone. And you know the name. I won't mention it. How would you like to have a trusted voice that's going to really look out for your interests, and then build upon that principle and bring on many, many, many digital cryptocurrency offers? You know, John can tell you a little bit maybe later or one day here about the trading platform that we have, the zero loss trading platform. Oh my goodness, guys. So we can build whatever we want to build inside of this model, like we just alluded to. Everybody's interests are intact. Your passions are still there. I mean, look, if I joined Geno, let's say, skincare, nutritional product lines, I think they're a great company. I love the owners, know well. But man, there's no way that you can have a conversation with them about cryptocurrency and onboarding something in that space. It just doesn't fit. It fits here. And that's the magic. Now, connecting all that together in a point-to-click and publish platform, that's what John has done. Now, let me say this, Doc, real fast, and I'll shut up. You got to know something about John. When I first was introduced to him through a friend, we got talking. 10 minutes into the conversation, I said, John, can I share something with you? He said, sure. I loved this guy in the first 5 minutes. I said, but John, the software that you write, that you code, that you proprietarily, if that's a word, if not, I just made it up, designed for Netqube. The website design, the back end, the front end, the videos. You know, John, 25 years, 27 years, he's been doing this in the network marketing space. He's designed business systems, software integration. I mean, created software, bailed companies out of software messes for Fortune 100 companies. When I tell you this guy's as well versed as they get, plus he knows this network marketing space from front to end, owners, products, pay plans, margins, you name it. You just couldn't get a better qualified guy. I said, John, the software you write for Netqube has got to work, buddy. And it has to work every single time. It can never, ever, ever fail. It's got to work. It has to work. It has to work. And then he said, Dan, when I started writing software, and John was thank you, John, for your service too. God bless you. In the United States Navy, wrote software, implemented software, supervised software. He said, the software in the capacity that I worked in that space, Dan, he said, if it didn't work, people's lives were at risk. People could die. And I got, John, I didn't tell you this ever, I don't think, but I teared up. I don't know why. Sometimes when I tell that story, I do. I don't know why, but it just resonated with me. And then he said, Dan, in network marketing, when software doesn't work and people can't enroll and videos don't work and commissions aren't paid and all of those elements, people are affected by, their hopes die, their dreams die, their confidence wanes, their credibility gets challenged, and it's almost as detrimental as what I was doing in the military. And I'm like, wow, this is the guy, and he totally gets it. So Doc, when I tell you that John, brother, when I tell you this guy is experienced, it's a massive, massive understatement. And I think I can say this, John, without contradiction, that it's in-house, so to speak. John's not going to take off and run. John is an equity partner here, and he's brilliant at what he does. But more importantly, really, he cares about his fellow man and what they have to bring home to their families and what they mean to their children and they mean to their wives and their wives mean to their husbands. And one thing, you guys, and I'll say that you're never going to get back. You can get a haircut, it might grow back, probably, hopefully, right? Money, yeah, you might be able to replace that. But that time, Doc, it's never going to come back to you. So with that said, we founded this whole model based on the value of people was given to them when they took their first breath into this world. And you know what, guys? I'm not preaching. but it was put on you by somebody that's way, way, way bigger than us. And that's the message. And we don't want to just say it. We want to show people. We're going to have to earn people's trust. And I'm up for that. So, Doc, I'm grateful to be here and share with your people.
Well, thank you so much, Dan. And again, if you don't have to go, please don't.
Okay. No,
so let me repeat what I think I understand, both Dan and John, and you guys maybe correct me if I'm on the wrong road. But this is what I saw with your model, which is why we've been having these discussions about putting Digi Millionaires through your model. Once I understood that, one, I didn't have to give up what I'm passionate about. Two, that there will be so many offers across so many niches inside of Netqube that I can stay 100% focused on what I'm interested in, and yet I can build a following. I can build a team of folks that have different interests. They'll publish things that maybe I won't publish because of what their interests are: the jewelry, travel, pet care, a number, all these offers across different niches. When they click to publish, and let's say someone takes them up on the recommendation, they're going to earn money. And of course, each offer is going to have its own payout and what have you. But ultimately, that's going to go through the network side of Netqube. So it's almost like affiliate marketing meeting a network marketing compensation model, where you've got all these offers. You guys take care of all of the ad copy and all of the hard work as it relates to, what do I say to this person? How do I present this offer? You guys are handling that. What we're doing is just massaging those relationships that we've already built over time, whether it's on social media or email and things of that nature. Am I on the right track?
Yeah, sure. Spot on.
Cool. Okay. Good. All right. John or Dan, do you guys want to say anything else before we go to the field and take some questions? Anything else we need to know at this point?
One fundamental core that Doc, that you can hear in Dan's passion for people and my passion for perfecting a system is that we've presided over building a couple hundred network marketing companies, and the one thing that was in my life, getting later in my life, that's so critically important, the one thing that I see that's the most precious thing that anybody has, that they literally, every time somebody joins a networking company, they give you something that money can't buy, and that's trust. The hope and trust. They give you trust. So if I'm going to join you, I'm going to give you something that you can't buy, and that's trust. And I'm going to feel the vibe that I get from you. I'm going to take that trust, and I'm going to take that trust, and then I'm going to turn and I'm going to recommend that to the people that I know that are closest to me. And I am literally trusting you not to back out on me. That's what, and the most fundamental, forget the technology, forget the research pod technology, let's just look at the business construct model in and of itself. It allows you to be in an environment where you never again have to divorce yourself of a company because their products ran out or something happened. If something does not meet with your approval, then you don't recommend it anymore.
Okay.
Because you would never on purpose violate the trust of the people that you surround yourself with.
That's right.
Ever. Right? For any reason whatsoever. Because that trust and the relationships that we build is possibly the most precious thing that we have here in life is these people in our lives.
Right.
And that trust, we finally have a business model where you never have to break trust ever for anything.
Wow.
I mean, companies come and go, products come and go, things change in the marketplace, but we've got a business logical platform that allows you to be you, and you never have to choose between profit or you never have to compromise to sell something or have the crisis of conscience that occurs when you recognize that there's a fly in the ointment. Now what do? Never again. You simply, if something does not meet with your approval, you're able to maintain your relationships, maintain your friendships. You're not even violating identity by saying, yeah, I was in this company, now I'm in that company. No more identity violations, guys.
Wow.
Ever.
Wow.
And coming from somebody who knows network marketing cold, that's the hardest part right there. That's the hardest part. Nobody goes into a relationship thinking about divorce. Nobody goes into a relationship thinking about heartache. You're trusting the company to do the right thing, but you joined during the honeymoon days when you fell in love with the comp plan or the people. You trusted a trusted person. Never. Now we've got a business construct that doesn't hold the product as more important than the people, and it's a structure that will endure. If something comes up short, you don't come up short. If something comes up short, you stop recommending it, and you may even say why. But you don't violate you. You don't have a crisis of conscience to have to choose between an identity that you've created around a company and a friendship that you value.
Right.
That's powerful.
Man.
Yeah, Doc, John is exactly right. Now, I want to share this one last thing, is that it does not matter what happens in the technology space that we live in. We've seen it advance and grow, and it's all cool, and I love it. And, automation, autonomous cars, they drive themselves. You're going to go from taxi drivers to your neighbor driving taxis, which is Uber, to nobody driving. A computer's going to drive it. It's here. The point is, right, there is something, though, that will never, ever, ever change, regardless of where people live, what religion they are, if they're big, fat, small, black, white, Asian, Spanish. It doesn't matter. Italian, Irish, none of that matters. Let me tell you what's never, ever, ever going to change in the heart of people, and that is what's in their heart. The emotions, the hopes, the dreams, those emotions that make up who we are never going to change. And that's what we want to cultivate in people. That not just, it even goes further. Doc, we talk about onboarding products, right? That if somebody has a product that they think would fit here, if we onboard that through a process that we have, every time that product is sold, you're going to get paid on top of or in addition to the 3x10 team structure that we have. So it's way more than just building and posting and clicking, and all that's awesome. There's more and more and more to what we're doing here that people can involve themselves with and not just create revenue, but really have a sense of accomplishment among other things in their lives. Does that make sense?
It definitely does. It definitely does. And, the key word that you two gentlemen keep talking about, and our audience knows this well too much because of a couple of models in the lending platform space that just, they violated us. I mean, guys, we have to go and have HIV tests because they got us. You know what I mean? They got us. They violated us. Man. So trust, that's a big part, and that's why I wanted to start things off by vouching for you, Dan, because the folks that are here are unbelievable. Where a lot of people got a lot of FUD and got a lot of nasty stuff, we didn't, because I think our folks know, they know our heart. Oh, here we go. I feel golden silky vocals. If you don't know me by now, you will. Oh, woo! Okay, all right. I won't give you any more. I have to charge you for the rest.
I love it.
Hey, Dan. So let's talk about where we are in terms of, for folks that say, hey, I don't even know all the compensation stuff and all that. I just know I want to be connected with this group. Where are we in process in terms of getting Netqube off the ground?
Yeah. So John can answer that more, I think, than I can from the technology side of it. Here's what we wanted to do is we wanted to open up the doors privately, so to speak, with, Doc, you would get a link and then you would send it to people if they wanted to onboard here early. We're not even open yet, but our goal is within 30 days after we do that to open up the door, start onboarding content product. We didn't even talk tonight, Doc, about the click actions that people can do that makes them money. You know what I mean? There's other things other than posting in social media based on a product that you love and are passionate about. That's awesome, but there's so much more to this. We haven't even talked about some of the private exclusivity that you have with products that are coming on board. So we wanted to open up the doors for maybe 1,000 people to come on board here. And we feel that, directly and indirectly, there'll be about that many that will come on board in the first 30 days, maybe more. But so they can get the head start. They'll be on the inside. Really on the inside. And they're very, very early. But they get a marketing jump. They get a position jump. And they get out of the gate faster than others. So you can begin to share this with other people before they're sharing it with you. And so we all understand the importance of that. So we're hoping in the next 24 hours here that we will have the links ready to go. I'll tell you something about John. We were 98% on the merchant processing, onboarding that, and there was about a 2% failure, and it wasn't good enough. It just had to be 100%. So John took him, some time here with his team to make sure to fix, test, to make sure that that process was 100%. Because it's not the 98% that you worry about. It's 2% that get frustrated and discouraged with that process. So I would say John can answer that better. 24, 48 hours here. We'll be offering those links, and people will be able to onboard as they wish.
And by onboarding, you mean they'll be able to get started? It's $199 a year with no monthly subscription.
That's correct. $199. There's no monthly fee. There's no monthly auto ship attached. And guys, when you come on board here and you see, here's what's going to bring the masses. Number one, they point, they click, they earn, but they don't have to recruit to make money. And people love that. That cloud's not hanging over their head that they have to recruit to make it work. And so, but when they start making money and they start finding success, they probably become the best voice that you have because they've proven and their confidence level is through the roof. And now so there's so many components here that we work constantly at. How do we make this? Listen, there's one element we're never, ever, ever going to apologize for, ever. And that is work. It's going to take some work, but we're going to make it fun, enjoyable, lucrative. Oh, that's awesome, right? But, so we want to constantly work toward making sure the playing field is level and that people can come here and make everything we have right now. You can point, click, and earn without recruiting anybody. That is a big deal.
So we're going to have this private placement, which basically just means that we haven't really gone out to the public yet. You're dealing with groups just like you're having this webinar with our following. So those that want to take a seat in the matrix can do so with the $199.
That's right.
Now, they won't have all the click actions available to them immediately, correct?
That's correct. It's all about positioning early.
Okay.
And if anybody wants a refund, let's say, within that 2, 3 week, 4 week period, they get cold feet, they want to get up, man, let us know. Just let us know. We'll give you money back because we haven't opened yet. We don't want to take money to participate in what you're paying for. However, it's all about getting positioned early. And again, now you're able to share it with everybody else instead of them sharing it with you. Doc, you and I, John, many of the people on the call here, we've been in this space a long, long, long time. And when I tell you people are coming, they're coming. They're coming there.
Yeah, you mentioned a name to me, a gentleman that I know, and I know this guy has built some huge organizations. You guys had a webinar last night, and I got in on the last half, but Juliet sent me the whole webinar earlier today, and I was able to watch that. And you mentioned his name, I was like, my gosh, that dude's a whale. Talk about a whale. That guy's a whale.
Yeah, he is. And what was interesting, what he told us was that he said, let me tell you what resonated with me first, Dan, and if I break up a little bit, guys, I apologize. Just jump in here and let me know. But he said just the hurt, the sorrow, the pain that he's personally experiencing, and many, many, many people that he knows, something's got to change. And he said, I feel this is it. This is it.
Awesome. Now after the private placement, and about 30 days after the private placement, what should we expect about 30 days after the private placement?
Yeah, so in the process of the onboarding,
Did we
John, go ahead.
Yeah, let me, Dan, you cut, let me just jump.
Okay.
No, that's funny too, because the private placement, I mean, this is like being able to buy a currency when it's a token. I mean, it's, you really want to get positioned, because I'm not going to flash the income disclaimer up here, because I'm not going to talk about the comp plan. Otherwise, the income disclaimer would be on the screen.
Right.
But let me just tell you, the commissions are ridiculous, guys. They're ridiculous. How's that? You want to get placed early, because I mean, something fundamental happens. Fundamentally, I mean, it's pivotal. What happens when your earnings are no longer based on what you spend, like some rip-off refund? Okay, this is based on what you earn, and what you earn is based on your relationships. It's crazy. So anyway, the commissions are ridiculous. Ridiculous. People would not have believed the returns were possible in crypto until they saw it with their own eyes.
Right.
People will not believe what's made in this space until they see it with their own eyes. Because when you do the math, it is ridiculous.
Hey, well, John.
You got to get here early.
John, and I'm hoping, I'm putting you and I'm putting Dan back on the spot. I'm hoping that we'll be able to schedule you guys to come back again and maybe talk about that. I don't know enough about the commissioning to be able to speak eloquently about it. But you guys are working, and you see the offers that are coming in and know how that's going to impact the field. So maybe we'll be able to come back and talk about that at some point. So we're expecting, after the private placement, about 30 days. What happens roughly in about 30 days after the private placement?
Yeah. So basically what happens is that we're not even going to launch until August, sometime in August. What we're doing is we're bringing on, that's how early you guys are to the game.
Okay.
But commissions are going to be paid from, immediately from day one. But what the first phase is this right now, which is just literally getting getting the pre-placement set up. You want to get who you care about and who you love. You want to make sure that they're in on this early. You want to make sure that you get your system set up, your team set up.
Okay.
You can't get back into a place that doesn't exist. It's a force matrix. Make sure the people that are close to you are important to you, and you keep them high and tight. So the first 30 days is about placement, and as the 30 days, about 30 days after that, we're going to be rolling these offers into the research pods. So we have a couple hundred right now, but there's a ton of work that is involved in doing basically all the affiliate marketing legwork and horsepower. It's a heavy lifting of affiliate marketing to bring all of those offers into the technology, so you can start to publish them.
Okay. So
that you can examine them, so you can see if they meet. So between the next 30 days and in the fall, these offers will be filling up the research pods will be filling up. It's like the tide rising of all the products and services in there. You're going to be able to test them out. We're not enforcing qualifications, production qualifications until the fall. The timer does not start on your annual fee until the fall. So if you join now, you'll be able to earn, but your next annual fee won't be due until the fall of 2019. So
gotcha.
This is how early to the table. This is how early to the game you are. We're literally rolling this out right now.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what's going to happen is I'm going to get a message from Juliet I'll get a message from Dan and that things are ready to go. I'm going to get a link from Juliet. I'm going to go on and get registered, and then I'm going to start getting links out to our folks, all right, with our personals. You know how we do. We always want to follow the genealogy. Now, obviously, those of you that are in CRB Digi Millionaires right now, you've got access to CRB Digi Millionaires. We will be posting those links in the back office. So those of you who are CRB Digi Millionaires, we actually are going to get in the matrix before the rest of our general audience. We've got, a good number of you obviously are members with us, but we have some folks that aren't members. They still come to our webinars if they find value in what we're doing. So we're going to be placing those that are CRB Digi Millionaires first. Okay, my personals, their personals, so on and so forth. Then again, I've put John on the spot, put Dan on the spot. I would love for you guys, we don't have to come up with the date now, but I'd love for us to schedule a time where you guys can tell us, because you said, man, you're not going to believe the money that's going to be in this thing. And I don't know the money part. I don't know the compensation, what have you. What I know is, I know Dan. I know that our folks are going to be able to generate, and we didn't get a chance to even talk about this, so maybe next time we'll cover this, the fact that Joe Average, Sue Average, even if they didn't build a team, being able to generate, let's say, $150 to $300 a month. Dan, I know you told me you felt like that was conservative, but John, do you think that that's very realistic? Joe Average, Sue Average can't recruit a soul. Do you believe that with following what you guys will be teaching us about how to leverage the research pod technology, that Joe and Sue Average can generate $150, $200, $300 a month?
Good, John. I think that's wildly conservative.
Okay, it's coming.
Like wildly conservative, like ridiculous. Yeah, it's not. We're not even in the same. We're not even in the same digit place.
Okay, you guys got to come back and show us the comp.
The only thing that's going
to you got to show us the comp.
You're not going to say with this. The only thing that's going to keep people from not making money is they have to show up. And so we have a little saying here in Netqube: if you have the want to, we have the way. You have to have the want to. Okay. That's really all you have to bring. Like John said there, said, Dan, you realize that in Netqube, there's no product learning? Like in a nutritional company, I don't have to become like a nurse or a medical doctor to understand how to pitch the product. I don't have to be a cryptocurrency expert. You know why? Because I got access to the guy who is, and that's Doc. Right? So no product learning. You're not married to anything other than you don't violate your own trust, your own passions, your own friendships with people. And we can grow this thing as big as we want to make it. And it's, how do you, we tried to describe that tonight, and maybe you picked up on some of that, you guys, but I'm not insulting your intelligence. I'm just saying there is a lot to take in when you hear it for the first time. But man, it's exciting.
Well, I tell you what, ladies.
You're not basing it.
Go on, John.
Oh, I'm saying you're removing the primary bottleneck in any marketing. You're not talking about, it's not your earning potential and the earning potential of your team is not limited by what you have budgeted for product this month, guys.
Right.
That's pivotal. Okay. It's only based on the couple hundred people that you know and have known your whole life. It's only based on, and I'm talking, we've got some neat financial offers. Our financial sector is one of my favorite. I mean, you can tell people, I mean, they're paying, we're going to be able to pay people really significant checks to make really easy recommendations, like, refinancing loans and I mean, just, oh my God, the financial products that we have.
Whoa. Stop. Wait a minute. Okay. So you're not just talking about. So we're not just talking about your from a network marketing perspective. We're not just talking about network marketing type of offers.
Right.
No.
Yeah, that might be 5% of it. I don't know what number would you put on it, John?
I don't know, but no, we're talking world class. I mean, we've got some ridiculous clients. That, I mean, you'd recognize the name if I were able to name drop, but it's too early. But, I mean, so basically, I could name drop, and you could say, I know 20 people right now that would benefit from this product. I'm going to just send them a text. I'll need to check this out.
Okay, I know you can't name drop. All right, can you give us another product / service / something that we'll be able to use without name dropping? I mean, you just mentioned like refinancing. I hadn't gotten that.
Okay, so any one of your subscription-based entertainment services, done. And, it's so ridiculous. You have to think of mainstream media. If you see a Super Bowl ad, there's a pretty good chance that we're going to have something like that to be able to offer. If you're thinking about people who are just throwing money at the wall trying to get market purchase for their dollar, and it ain't working, guys. It's not working because they don't have the relationship. We got what they want. We have the Holy Grail, which is a personal connection.
Okay, see, you just messed things up, man. You just messed things up because now you just messed things up. You just messed things up. So we're talking about now, ladies and gentlemen. I say we might have to hear it 2 or 3 times, and I'm saying this because I just got that part. All right, and I've had these private conversations with these gentlemen. You're telling me that there are going to be offers, name brand companies, services, not network marketing, not just network marketing, all right, but not just, appeal or potion, name brand stuff that everybody already knows about that we're going to be able to point and click and publish, and someone says, I'm looking at refinance, and they click on, and somehow I make money from that?
Absolutely. And Doc, listen, I'll give this number conservatively. We have well over 150 signed agreements and contractual agreements to the process, to the payment, to the offer. Like John alluded to, you drop the names and you'll say, you're kidding me. Nope. This isn't some, we're going to throw it out there because the name sounds good. Everybody in network marketing loves to have some big corporate name that they can identify with. Oh, we're working with Amazon, and we're working with Microsoft, and sure you are. Okay, whatever. But these are all legitimate, agreed upon contracts that we're going to be able to do what we're talking about.
So this $150 to $300 a month, Joe average, Sue average, I think you could perhaps maybe all my disclaimers make $150 to $300 a month, even if you haven't start building a team. You're saying to me you think this could maybe perhaps all your disclaimers, and we've been talking about trust now. Yeah. This could be wildly conservative.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let me put it this way. let me phrase it another way. If you don't have anybody in your network,
okay,
if you don't have a single person in your 3x network,
okay,
and all you do is the bare minimum qualification, you'll have $150 this month. With nobody in your network. Nobody.
Right.
Okay. All right. to be continued. Next time you got to talk about the money, man. I wanted them to capture your spirit. Okay, now we got your spirit. Let's capture the pocketbook. Let's capture the wallet.
That's right.
All right. Gentlemen, can you guys stick around for about 15 or 20 minutes and let's ask some questions that come in from the questions box? You have time for that?
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. All right. So, hey, Queen, if you're there, can you unmute yourself, and would you do us a favor? You've been hearing this conversation. Go and look at some of the questions, and if you would pose that to the gentleman, I would appreciate that. Let's make sure she's unmuted. This would be the time. Okay. Thank you, Queen. Oh my gosh. All right, Queen, I gotta shut up because I didn't get that before.
You didn't what?
I didn't.
You did?
No. They got to come and talk about the compensation now. I thought this was the little cute compensation. That don't sound cute to me. It sounds like she got some curves. Sound like I got to look away so I won't be lusting.
Okay. One person saying, what are the qualifications going to be?
It's hard to define a qualification because it's very easy. I can tell you, 15 cubes a month. So it's a very simple answer, but without having a touch point to a cube, it's difficult to rationalize. So that's a terrible answer, but that's 15 cubes.
It'll become clearer as we get started.
That's correct. Yeah, so basically, inside the research pod, you'll be able to see all the offers, see what they're worth, and then you put it out there. You could just to be factual, it's not possible. I mean, it's completely possible to qualify for the entire month. And I don't want to set expectations, so this is not probably average, but it's possible to qualify for the whole month with one post. Now, am I saying that will happen? Absolutely not, guys. But I'm saying that these offers are powerful enough that if you've got a couple people that you're in tune with and you pick a research pod that's in tune with you, you could make one recommendation and be qualified for the month. Okay? Now, I'm not saying that's the rule. I'm not saying that's the average. I'm saying that's how powerful it is. Well, you're going to bear the responsibility for the types of relations. Obviously, people who are closer to you, you have a much stronger relationship with. People who are further away from you, you have a more general relationship with, or your voice is maybe less weighty to people who are on the fringes of your relationships. But it's each activity you'll have a value on. You can see exactly how much it's worth. So when you publish that into your network, now you have to catch the vision of this. It's not based on what you do. So if I say, guys, I love this juicy tomato. This tomato is organic and it'll grow in a pot in your kitchen and it'll produce 5 tomatoes a day, whatever the product is, and you recommend it, you don't have to buy the one tomato plant to get the one commission. You post it into your social networking as an organic recommendation because everybody knows that I'm a master gardener and I've got a green thumb. I got 10 people who pounce on that offer. I've made one recommendation. I get 10 people to pounce on that offer. It's all tracked. All the media is done. All the advertising done. All the tracking done. Comes right back to me. My cubes start ringing. Ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding. Each time that happens to me, I get paid. But guys, each time that happens in your network, you get paid.
Hey, John, to speak to when somebody takes an offer that they like and they share it with their neighbor, what happens to that person?
Which person, the neighbor or the person who did the sharing?
Well, like for example, guys, if I recommend it to John, he purchases, he loves it, he likes it, or even before he tries it, he refers it to someone else and they said, I'm going to try it too. Mm-hmm. Well, that's cube accumulation for you. They're not in the 3x10 team structure. They're not a brand advocate. Yeah. So you get the money because there's personal money that you get paid for building a cube, and then there's other monies that go into the plan. But all of that comes back to you because they could refer that 100 times. Every time it does, it's coded back to you. You still get paid on it.
They share it. Maybe they share it. You say you put it out there in your social network. Say, hey, I love this offer. This makes so much sense. Do me a favor. Give me a shout out and share this with your friends for me. So they share it, and the register just keeps ringing because it's based on the ripples that your voice makes in the crowd that you have influence with.
Okay. So basically, I heard you say something about organic, and so what do you mean by organic?
I mean, it's not a sponsored ad on the side of a YouTube video. It doesn't come up as the top 3 hits on Google saying, this is a paid-for place. I'm paying more than the guy beneath me to have this top place. Please click on me. Because everybody knows those are bogus. Those are bought and paid for. Those are shills. Those are come on, nobody believes that anymore. The consumer has become more educated.
Right, they don't believe,
more savvy.
They don't really did that. Right.
Think about it, guys. Everybody on this call. Think about the last time you purchased something, I don't know, over $100. It's something so insignificant that you didn't have, that you've never tried before. Okay, so something brand new that you didn't just ask somebody about. That's become so important. Is everybody, whether you realize whether you're aware of it or not, everybody's tuning out advertising. Everybody's tuning out sponsored ads. Everybody's tuning out. It just becomes the noise in the background. Everybody tunes it out. And guess what you're focused on? You're focused on
John,
your friends.
I'll give a perfect example. When we were formulating this company, guess what I did? We needed computers, about $15,000, $10,000 worth, something like that, worth of computers, right? Screens and so on, software and all that. You know what I did? I said, John, what should I buy? He told us,
people did you ask, right?
and we bought it. Yep. Why? Because I know in his sphere of influence and with his level of expertise, he's a go-to guy. See, what John is saying is the advertisers alone, forget about everything else, just advertisers alone, they want your endorsement. They want the computer guys. Apple wants the computer guys' endorsement for their stuff. They don't know how to get it. Now they can. Guys, it's wow. Well, layer upon layer upon layer here, but when you peel this onion back, it really gets strong.
Wow.
All right.
Next question, Queen.
Love it. Great question.
Okay, so I'm Sue Average, and I am trying to get the how it works, but I will follow my mentor Doc, and I like the idea of being in early and with nobody in my network. It's just they're just giving you a comment, so they like it, or are they okay?
And still not based on what you spend. It's still not based on what you spend. It's based on what you earn or can refer.
Can you obtain your position in the matrix with PayPal, or how do you pay for it?
Credit card. We're actually, I'm not going to promise this before it's here, but we're actually going to be doing an Uphold integration as well, so you can pay for it with crypto.
Oh, okay. I like that.
All over the world.
An Uphold application.
Visa, MasterCard, American Express, and Discover right now.
Okay. Do you have a payment plan?
We do. Oh, yeah, no, we don't.
Plan.
Yeah.
We have the one payment plan.
Is that what you're referring to, Queen?
Well, whatever the payment is, can you pay it in payments rather than one solid payment, $199 for the year?
Yeah, no, there's no option for that. And John will tell you, it was. Go ahead, John.
Well, and it's not for the year. It's specifically not a membership. A membership has intrinsic value through the year. It's a software license. It's a cloud seat. It's something that it's a cloud seat. That's the research pod technology. It's a licensing fee.
Okay.
Like when you buy, Microsoft Office, the license is only for a year, but it's a license fee. So it's $199 and you got your seat in the cloud.
Okay. You answered the question about the Bitcoin. Can you have more than one position?
You can have a husband and a wife can work two different positions, but it's just one position per person or per company. Your company, you can have the company can own a position as well.
So, for the average person, how much time do they actually spend in the car?
The beautiful part about that is very little, because it's not based on exchanging your time for dollars. It's what it is it's leveraging your life's relationships and wisdom. It's based, you can look through the research pods, you see what matches with your interests and your expertise. And that's what you recommend. Or if it meets with your approval, you have click to publish. The work's done. If it meets with your approval, you have click to publish convenience. And that doesn't take much time at all.
Okay, so what countries are you available in?
We're doing business in the U.S. only, although people can join us worldwide from their country. It's accessible worldwide, but we're doing business in the U.S. What does that mean? We're working with an international payment platform that works with the largest bank in the world, and they pay in 30-some different currencies in about 160 different countries. So the payment is all in U.S. dollars. You're coming here to the U.S. to do business in the U.S. It's on the cloud, so it's fairly unlimited. You don't even put your address in. You just, when you join, you pick your username, you put your credit card in. It's basically email, phone, credit card and you're good to go. You get a cloud license to where you can plug into the research pod technology in the cloud. You're doing business in the cloud. It's not even country based. So you're doing business in the U.S. and it's a great question. So let's say you're from Spain and you simply join with your credit card. You're joining, now you're earning money. When you go to pull money out, this large international bank is going to take care of all the KYC, that's the know your customer. So they're going to ask you for your government ID documents for, to make sure, because we scrub all, you guys know, OFAC score and all that. So this bank handles it. So it basically is the same type of, they handle all that, and you just transfer your money out in real time. You transfer it to yourself. You can have it go onto an ACH platform. You can put it on a Visa card. The Visa card can be ordered in, like I said, one of 160 some countries and in 30 some different currencies. It's pretty unlimited. Anybody who does business worldwide, I mean, if they want to do this, they'll have access to it. We're very conscious of that and making it very easy for everybody around the world to access.
Okay, will you have any marketing materials outside of the ads that you're going to place, like on Facebook and all those places? But will you have any marketing that can be used to get new referrals or attract new prospects?
Yeah, so one of the aspects of this is a who do you know? And as a who do you know campaign, there's resources that you can use to generate your own leads and resources that you can use to professionally follow up with them. So yeah, we have a plethora of marketing ads, but what we're really focused on in those is making them effective and organic so that they don't look plastic, they don't look contorted, they don't look, it's just organic. Like, who do you know that would like to, it's just like, who do you know? Like a shout out, go. You guys are familiar with the post because it's so organic. And remember, these don't come in as sponsored ads. So it's like, who do you know that loves Pirates of the Caribbean? Go. Who saw, what'd you think of the Black Panther movie this weekend? Go. You know what I'm saying? And people are boom, 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 putting the names in. It's just, it's organic, guys. And I can't wait till you see it. It's beautiful.
Okay. Now, do any of once you do an ad or put something up on your Facebook or your Twitter or whatever, does it use retargeting technology?
Does it use retargeting? It's organic. So let's say you got to keep thinking 100% organic. So literally, you're going to publish it with your phone. If it meets with your approval, you're going to say click, and it's going to go there. So you could add to it. You can change it. You can go into Facebook. You can edit it. Now, you don't want to edit the link because the link is what tracks the technology back to you. So people who take action on that, it's going to come back to you because they click on the link, and that link is coded to you in which campaign that you sent it out and who you sent it to. One of the coolest things, this is flat out cool, is this fly-by-wire technology doesn't just work on Facebook because you shared shared a concept, shared an offer on Facebook. You can send it. I can send it to you, Queen, and I can see in real time when you got it, when you looked at it, what you clicked. I get that real-time feedback to me because of the technology that tracks it. And I could send it to you, Doc, and you, Queen. Now I'm going to know which one opened it when and what you clicked on, what you saw, and when you clicked on it.
That's kick butt, man.
I was going to say those words, but I was like,
wow.
That's a lot. That's doing a lot. So I like what I hear. These are folks who are, looking, they're marketers. So they're looking for the ways that they've been seeing marketing. So that's why these questions. And these are from our audience. This is not me asking you the questions, although it does sound kind of like I'm interviewing you.
I love it.
Okay, so what is Grand Advocate? What is a Grand Advocate?
Oh, that's awesome. A brand, B-R-A-N-D, brand advocate. A brand advocate. A brand advocate is probably the last professional identity that you'll have that you'll need to have. You don't have to become a fitness expert. You don't have to become a nutritional expert. You don't have to become a fashion expert. You don't have to become all these things. And we wanted to stay away from networking sounding clichéic representative distributors. You're not a distributor, guys. You're a brand advocate. That's your official role. So in a previous company, in a previous life, you may have called yourself a distributor if you were distributing products. Well, in this, you're not distributing products. You're not even representing products. If you were in a, you might be called a representative in a different company. That's what they were doing. Is if maybe the company did the distribution, but you had to do the selling, you'd be representing for the company. This isn't that. You're simply a brand advocate. Why? Because you're able to advocate for a given brand that's compensating you.
Okay.
So
this question.
It's our word for distributor. Yeah.
I love it because we are, just going to we're going to put out information and say, hey, look, if you like it, you're on the link. So
I love this. Check it out.
Okay. Right. So this question is for Doc. Doc, how does this fit into the Digi co-op advertising?
Hold on for just a moment, Queen. Could you go to the next question? I'll come back to that. I'm texting Dan. He got kicked off.
Oh, okay.
You're back on, Dan?
There's two Dans, so one is offline and one is online.
Dan, are you here?
One is muted.
Okay.
Oh, now the other one's gone. Don't know what happened there. Oh, but I have a mic that's green.
Okay, I can go on and answer that question now. The answer is I'm not sure just yet. I know that it will be a part of it, but I'm not quite sure just yet because as you heard, I had a light bulb moment tonight. And so I need to better understand the inner workings of Netqube and all that good stuff. So I'm not quite sure, but we'll do something. I'm just not sure of the entire campaign because I want to make sure that anything that we say as it relates to Netqube is congruent with what Netqube is saying. I'm sure that anything that we build from like our follow-up systems and what have you will have a lot of Digi tied to it, but I'm not quite sure yet. I'll have a better answer as I communicate more with John, Dan, what can and what can't be said, and all that good stuff. So just bear with me, and we'll get a better answer to you. Okay?
Okay. Dan is back.
I think I am.
Yeah, we got you, buddy. We got you.
Now this, I guess some people are not totally understanding the difference between being an affiliate and someone who clicks on one of the links that they put out there.
Yeah,
so the person who's an affiliate.
Yeah. So we're really changing. We're changing. What would you call it? Corporate identity or corporate a stoic mentality. That's what we're changing. We're changing stoic mentality to say we don't have to distribute the products or sell the products to be part of the advertising revenues that are generated from the influence of those products. So an affiliate, again, affiliate would be another word for a distributor, a representative, or an independent business owner. We're calling that a brand advocate. A brand advocate doesn't handle products. They use the cloud seat software to influence, to be a social influencer. And all the people that take advantage, well, they're just people. They're just your friends. You just recommended something to your friends. It happens to be that this cloud technology tracks everything back to you. You're sitting in the master control center, being able to hit the green go button and launch all this stuff out there, and it all gets tracked back to you. And you can see, your dots. You're tracking your dots. You can see they're talking to you, seeing what goes where, when. It's kind of cool. You get, like I said, you get this fly-by-wire feedback information on what your recommendations are doing and the traffic that they're causing. And all you had to do is hit the button. It's based on the work that you've already done. You've built the relationships. You're an expert at what you're an expert at. You've already put in the life work, the sweat equity to be where you are. I'm just giving you the green go button.
And that's some
so
good stuff, man.
Netqube is a U.S.-based company?
It sure is.
Okay. And but it is, well, you can buy basically buy the license, the yearly license for, from whatever country you're in.
All you need is a credit card and internet connection.
Okay. Okay.
Is that it, Queen?
So there are repeat questions.
Okay. And and we've been here almost 2 hours, so I definitely want to respect. I want to respect John's time because he's also the lead technology guy, and I want to respect Dan's time. I didn't know he was going to be at his grandchild's birthday party.
No, that.
Huh?
Take time. That was taking time out of his busy schedule.
Yeah,
right?
I had no idea. If I had known that, we would have done it another night. So why don't we start to round third here tonight? And so here's the game plan. Once John and Dan let folks know, let Juliet know, let their leadership team know that the links are available to start the private placement, Juliet's going to reach out to me. Now, let me say this real quickly, okay? My wife is going to have surgery tomorrow afternoon. So we certainly welcome your thoughts and prayers. All right. No, she's Queen, it's a lot different than where I was Sunday night, because you heard me Sunday night.
I know I heard you Sunday night, and I am blessed to hear.
You ain't never heard me like that, Queen. You ain't never heard me that.
I heard it. And I'm going to tell you, I went into some serious prayer about it too.
And I appreciate that.
For the whole family.
It availeth much.
Yeah, God bless her.
So if that happens tomorrow, guys, it's likely that I'm not going to get anything out on tomorrow. But this is what we're going to do. Okay. Number one, we're going to get links out to those that personally follow us. Our CRB Digi Millionaires first. $199 will allow you to take a seat. I hope that all of you know what a 3x10 matrix is. Most of you should know what a 3x10 matrix is if you've been following in the marketing space. And so obviously that's going to be important because there's going to be some spill somewhere. Now remember, we never overhype spills. Somebody's going to get it, just don't know who it is. At the same time, you want to be a spill master. Spill happens when you happen to be the weakest link in the matrix. By the way, on the matrix part, is there going to be any type of holding tank?
There is.
Oh, cool.
Great question.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody you enroll will go into the holding tank. You have 3 days to place them.
Oh, really?
So
okay.
Time makes it, yeah. And if you don't place them in 3 days, the computer software is going to reach in and snag them and place them in the highest, tightest, closest spot to your need in your 3x10 team structure.
And that holding tank will be available from day one?
It will.
Oh, cool. That's good stuff.
Yeah. What's it, John?
Did John say something?
I disconnected. I just dialed back in, guys. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool. Okay, that's good stuff right there.
Hey, Doc, look, I want to share one thing real quick with everybody here. Look, we want to make money, right? We want you to make money. We know, but the companies are nothing without the people. We talked about it earlier, where the pay plans and the product and the promotions come before the people. I just think that's fundamentally strong. John and I and others completely reject that thinking. Just don't. But guys, we are going to have a lot of fun. I mean, we're going to go on cruise ships. We're going to share with the world what we're doing. We're going to invite them to come with us. I don't want to leave that part out. People want to make money, right? I mean, utility company doesn't take good intentions. They take Visa or MasterCard, right? Yeah. So we want to have fun. Wait, we'll tell you about the whole photo book platform. We have, I'll tell you a 30-second, 15-second story. A friend of mine is raised about $5 million and built a Shutterfly-type web-to-print platform. Wall art, photo books, calendars, greeting cards, postcards. Guys, that is all internal now at Netqube. you wait to see what that generates. We can talk for hours about the endless, almost, variety of products and content. But my point is, I brought up the photo book thing for this reason, because when we're on these cruises, we're gonna document it. When we're enjoying each other's company, it could be in the mountains, it could be in the beach, it could be some event we do somewhere. But guys, we are going to help people raise the standard of living from where they are, and we call it building a wall around your family. Build a wall around them spiritually, physically, financially, in whatever capacity you want to participate, right? But that's what we want to do. Again, we can't help everybody, but everybody can help somebody. My favorite quote, and it's on our PowerPoint, one of my top 5 all-time favorite quotes comes from Dr. Martin Luther King. If you've got a copy of our PowerPoint, his name is there. And he said, the most urgent and pressing need of the day is this: what are you doing for others? Wow. I mean, just let that get inside your heart, man. And you might change how you look at other people.
Gotcha.
I love it. It's one of my favorite, and it's on our PowerPoint. The very first thing you're going to see in that PowerPoint is a quote by Dr. Martin Luther King. It is as powerful as it gets.
I'm showing it right now. I've got the PowerPoint. Yeah, I'm showing it right now. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, what will happen is Juliet's going to get me the link. I'm going to go on and get registered, and then we'll go on and get our personals registered, and then start getting them placed, and then their personals will be able to start getting registered, and we'll obviously post it in the back office in CRB Digi Millionaires under the Affiliate Center, so that just as soon as you've gotten registered, you can post your links back there. $199. Okay, $199 is going to be your outlay. You can do it right now via credit card, MasterCard, Visa, Discover, American Express. Down the road, they'll have even Digi, but right now, credit card. And we haven't talked about compensation. People are purchasing a license, so there will be some compensation if you refer someone that purchased the license.
That's correct.
All right, they'll come back and talk more about that when they talk more about compensation the next time we have them to come out. And now remember, you're essentially taking a seat right now. All those offers that we talked about in the click to publish, that's not available just yet, correct, Dan?
That's correct.
Right now, I'm taking a seat to position myself at the best possible point in the matrix, and I can start sharing this with other folks and start building out my matrix. But the content, the offers are not there just yet. Is that correct, sir?
Yeah, that's perfectly stated.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. Phase 2 is going to be when they start rolling out into the research pods. We'll start seeing that, but they're not targeting the official opening for the rest of the world until August. But that does not mean that we can't start sharing the word, correct? We can start sharing the word as soon as we have a link.
Absolutely.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So got that there. Is there anything else that we should know, gentlemen?
Nope. Just that we're grateful to be able to be here and share the vision with people, and it's exciting. So, Doc, thanks for the time tonight.
Question: someone is asking. They join. They have someone. Let me not say join. They purchase the license. They have someone that they refer that purchases the license. How soon before they'll start seeing commissions?
Okay, so the great question. Thank you so much. So they see commissions in real time. So the instant their new person joins, they see the commissions in their commission chart. We have U.S.-based commissions, which will be online to withdraw 7 days later. So about a week later, we'll have U.S.-based commissions, and then closer to that 30-day window, we're opening up the international platform for international commission withdrawal. But we haven't scheduled the date yet for commission withdrawal, but to be fair to everybody participating, everything's 100% visible in real time.
That's right.
So you'll be able to see it immediately. The funds are generally created and available 7 days later.
Okay.
From the join, so that you'll be able to see the created date and the available date on that. Our first platform is a U.S.-based credit card. I'm not even going to name drop on that. A huge credit card companies aligned with us for endorsement. and we're going to be paying on those credit cards. It's a MasterCard debit card with a extremely, just Fortune 100 financial.
It's awesome.
Yeah. And so then in about a month after that, we'll be opening up worldwide with that other product, the worldwide product.
Okay. All right. So, so as soon as I get the link, and as soon as I am in a position to start getting links out, we'll start doing that. We'll let you know. Now, Thursday, we typically have our 2 webinars on Thursday night. We've got our Digi Basics, and then we've got our trading lab. Now, they're telling me this. I spoke with the surgeon today, and he's expecting. She has a surgical procedure tomorrow. He's expecting a very quick recovery, and she may be released as early as Thursday. Now, ladies and gentlemen, my wife was home 5 days in the month of February, and she hadn't been home in March. So if my wife comes home on Thursday, what is the chance that you think I'm going to be on a webinar on Thursday night? All right, so just pay attention to your emails. If she's not coming home on Thursday, then we'll have our webinars, and I'll go and see her after the webinar like I'm going to do. As soon as I finish up tonight, I'm going to the hospital. If she does come on Thursday, what we'll do is we will reschedule our Thursday night webinar for this coming. I'll let you know, because I was getting ready to say Monday, but Netqube has a leadership call on Monday, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What time is the leadership call? Is that 8 Eastern?
8 o'clock Eastern on Mondays.
Okay. All right. So if we do not have a Thursday, then we will have at least the trading lab on Monday at our regular 9:30 time. All right. And that's only if we don't have Thursday. All right. So if I know my wife's coming home, I'll let you know, and that way you'll know to free up your Thursday, and then we'll have our trading lab on Monday if that's the case. Just pay attention to your emails. We will keep you up to date. Okay. Queen, is there anything else from our standpoint? I'm going to give it back to Dan or to John for them to close things out. Anything else before I give it back to them?
No, we can go ahead and because the webinars are our biggest thing.
Okay.
And we're just going to give Karen our thoughts and prayers.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You give her a hug from me when you go see her. Okay?
Yeah, I'm going to go see her like right as I get off the webinar.
I know, so give her a big one from me.
I sure will. I sure will. Hey, Dan, I'll give it over to you and or John for you guys to close it out.
Yeah, well, no, listen, thank you. You guys run. Doc, please go see your wife, Karen. God bless her. We will be continuing to pray for her. And, it's interesting. I went to the doctor today, and I was frustrated, not feeling well. He gave me some medicine. And, I just think of her. Man, all is good for me, brother. I'm just very, very I'm compassionate for her. What she's going through, what your family's experiencing, man. I really, really appreciate you being here tonight for all of us. That's really remarkable for you. So we're glad to be here, glad to help. We know that we're going to have to earn people's trust. Like I say, we're up for that task, and we'll be here to help you. So, Doc, thanks, Queen, faithful. God bless you, and John, you're off the chart, brother. I love you. I appreciate
awesome,
all
man.
of you. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, gentlemen. We'll reconnect to see when we can have you to come and talk about the money part. Now that they got your spirit, let's get the wallet. With that being said, we love
people making money. Yeah.
We love each and every one of you. Let's change the world together, starting with yours. So let's get you to Digi. My gosh, millionaire status. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.